So we have some really sad news. Our producer and friend, Lauren, she passed away this week. And it's so interesting to even say that because it doesn't feel real yet. We've spoken about it a lot.
Yeah. This has been a really hard thing, obviously, to lose a friend, but also like our closest team member in this, you know, thing that we've grown and are so proud of.
Yeah.
And had such dreams for. It's really odd. It's just everything about it is really strange.
Yeah. We started the podcast with Lauren over a year ago at this point. And she was such a huge part of Dating Straight, really. Yeah. She made Dating Straight what it is. And we're so grateful for her. And we love her. And we miss her already.
Yeah.
It's already been like so different without her.
Yeah.
So we just wanted to, you know, remember Lauren and send our love to her family.
Yeah. And I mean, she's going to be part of this forever.
Forever.
We would be nowhere without her, and we will be continuing this podcast every time, you know, being so grateful for her.
Yeah.
And I mean, we couldn't have asked for a better teammate.
Absolutely not.
So this is like a really big loss for us. But there's no way to like properly, you know, find the words to say about this. But I mean, we love her, and that's all we really wanted to say.
Yeah.
And dedication, do you want to?
Oh yeah.
I know.
And we dedicate Dating Straight to Lauren.
Yeah. I mean, it's
her podcast.
It's hers. Yeah. It was her first podcast. It was our first podcast, and it's, you know, a big part of our lives and her life, and
yeah,
so grateful for her, and so grateful for you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for everything. This is an awesome project, and this is hard, but I'm really glad that we've done this and got to know Lauren, and
yeah,
that's it. Amy.
Hey, Jack.
I'm gay.
Oh my god, that is so funny. I'm also gay. I was going to tell you.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
And you're listening to Dating Straight. Hey, Amy.
Hey, Jack. Hey,
Megan.
Hello.
Thank you so much for coming on Dating Straight.
I'm excited. I'm ready. I think.
You
For those
seem
of you who are
nervous.
watching,
Yeah, you would think that.
for those of you watching on YouTube, you just missed the audio-only pre-show, which is actually pretty juicy. So go check it out on Spotify, podcast app, wherever you listen to podcasts.
Yeah.
So.
And make sure to rate, review, subscribe. We read your reviews however you have not been writing them recently. I know there's a lot going on in the world, but you know.
But get your priorities straight. This is important. Leave a review.
Yeah, we all have a minute. Let's leave a review, you know, make us happy. Make sure to subscribe on YouTube, and also check out our Patreon. We're putting out new newsletters, live streams, and a new episode every month. So check it out. So today we have on Megan Batoon, as we have introduced like 3 times now. So Megan, for those of you who might not know you, can you please explain what you do on the internet or off the internet if you want?
Ooh, off the internet. Has anyone been like, oh, I'm this person on the internet, and then something completely different off the internet?
No,
but that'd be really interesting. Yeah. But try it.
But try it. I feel like I'm generally the same person online as I am offline. Probably a little bit more shy offline. But in a nutshell, I basically am the DIY home renovator girl. I mean, I would like add more adjectives, but that's really like my main thing right now. And I love it so much. So
yeah, I noticed that you've been doing that recently. Did you like renovate your entire house during quarantine? Because that was the vibe.
Yes, that's exactly what happened. And honestly, like right now, this is not everyone like looking at like my decor. This is not my place behind here. This is I'm quarantining in Vermont, which is kind of nice because it forced me to be outside of my house. When I was in LA, I would open my eyes and then look at all the walls and be like, hate all of it. Let's change it up. And that was like pretty unhealthy for someone that never relaxes.
Yeah.
I don't know. To me, that sounds good. It sounds like something to do every day. The rest of us are just watching reruns of Dance Moms, and I'm the rest of us.
Yeah. It seems like you're a counterpart for, as we mentioned in our pre-show, a man who cooks and has a garden. So
oh my gosh. I took quarantine to like train myself to be, and not to like make this, ancient times, but like I'm wifing myself up so that I can just be ready for my next stage of life. Like I'm getting there. Like TikTok.
Nice.
The next person I date, we're going to marry each other.
Different type of TikTok.
Do you think so? Wait, TikTok,
I don't know, I hope so.
You guys are cutting out a little bit. So I'm getting bits and pieces, but I had the next person I date, I'm going to marry, and now I'm excited.
I hope so. I mean, I don't know. I can't really make a statement like that, of course, because anything can happen.
Sure.
But like the reason why I haven't gotten into a relationship since my last one 4 years ago is because it's like, is this really worth it? And it hasn't been. So I'm like, I don't think I'll get into one unless I think it might be worth it.
Wow. Yeah.
Date to marry.
I mean, that's the only thing that makes sense. Date to marry, he says.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you're into
that. So let's get into our catch up. Catch up. There's no song for that. Anyway. Oh, my catch up. We do like a little catch up of the week. So this week I have been reading. It's called White Fragility because I want to know why it is so difficult and uncomfortable for me personally to talk about race. And it's because that white people are trained to feel that way, which is devastating. But hopefully I can unlearn these behaviors so I can have like more constructive conversations about race instead of just like kind of not knowing what to say or staying silent or being afraid that I'm going to say the wrong thing. Because if you can't talk about the problem, then you can't work towards solving the problem. Yeah, so it's just all about that. And it's really, really interesting. I'm like about halfway through, and I feel like I'm learning a lot of good stuff. So pick it up if you're interested, if you feel like the same way that I feel.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's my catch up of the week.
That is a good catch up. It is a good catch up.
Thank you.
I think you're totally right. I think we as white people don't know how to have that conversation without like feeling like, I don't know, it's hard to bring up, but it must be brought up. We all have our unconscious biases. We have to address them. If you don't address them, you're not addressing the problem. So good job, Amy.
Thank you, Jack.
There's a
point. I always knew that people saying like, I don't see color, I always knew that was bad, but I didn't know why. And it's because it just like diminishes the whole, like the Black experience. And it's just like a conversation ender instead of a conversation starter. Zero, I'm really interested in working on being a better ally.
Good on you. Okay, well, my update is mostly about update. Actually, mine is more about coronavirus because I went. Obviously, we can't be dating around right now. Stay home, stay safe. keep yourself, keep yourself safe, keep your family safe. But I did go on a coronavirus. Well, it's not a coronavirus date. It's a socially distant date. A few days ago, we went to the park, stayed 6 feet apart, had a little picnic, ate dinner.
Cute.
Yeah, it was really cute. I would highly recommend it, actually, for anyone who feels like, I don't know, trapped inside. And even though we couldn't like kiss, and yes, I would have liked to, like, it's still nice to like meet with someone. And like, I almost felt like the conversation was more interesting because we had to make it interesting. So,
yes. What food did you bring?
Lovely.
I picked up sushi.
Did you bring food for both of you, or just food for you? Each bring your own food.
No, I brought food for both of us because I'm a good man.
Yes.
Okay.
And yeah, I mean, I spilled beer all over my blanket. There was a lot of ups and downs, but it was in the end a positive experience. In which a positive experience, and I will remain coronavirus negative.
Very nice.
Sides.
But how many socially distant dates are you going? Like what if you're really interested in this person and then the coronavirus lasts another year and a half or whatever? What are you gonna do?
I'm taking it day by day. Okay?
You're right.
If I fall in love from afar, I'll figure that out when it needs to be figured out. So
that'd be so interesting.
Yeah.
Was this a first date?
Yeah, it was a first date. And it was my first date in like 6 months, obviously. And you know what? I still got it. Like, I'm still pretty cool. I would love to date me.
Oh, I love that.
That's everything.
That should be everyone's goals.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Thank you.
Be
Take it
I
from
still
me.
got it. So Megan, you just had us on your podcast
Yes.
yesterday. So how did we do? Did you miss us? Did you think about us?
I was so excited that I was doing this today. I was like, I get to see them again because you guys are so sweet and fun and funny. And I feel like when people come on my podcast, it's almost like, hey, you guys ready for therapy? And I feel like I should tell people that it like gets really deep.
Honestly, it was really deep. Yeah.
Like instantly.
This is not that.
That's good. That's good. And that, like I mentioned yesterday, I was like, we have like the duality or like, going through the full spectrum of like deep and not. And it's, I don't know. It started the podcast with it being comedy forward. And then just as the questions started coming in, it was like, oh, people want like real stuff from real people, even people that they think aren't really real. Like when people watch people on YouTube, it's like, oh, they're not full people or they don't have real jobs and all these things. And so, yeah, it skews a little bit more serious. So thank you for being good sports on it. I should have said something before we started.
No worries. I honestly have kind of I don't know if it's I hate being serious online for some reason. I don't know. Jack was, so you sent the questionnaire thing and I called Jack and I was like, Megan sent a questionnaire like giving like, what's your tip for the listeners? And I called Jack like, I don't know what to say. I'm not. And Jack was like, it's okay to be serious sometimes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was really interesting. I don't think that we'd really do that super much on our podcast. Am I wrong?
Yeah.
I don't know. Am I being serious sometimes and don't even notice?
I think we definitely are more comedy forward, but I don't know. I think it's hard to be serious sometimes. It's like uncomfortable sometimes to sit in that silence and also, take yourself seriously. I think it's really hard to like say serious things and feel like, you're not being cringy. But I don't know. I think it's important. So I'm glad we got to do that. I think we probably don't do it as much on our podcast, but Amy, don't say that about yourself. We can all be
What did I
We
say
can
for
all be
myself?
serious. You are serious. You are perfectly serious.
Oh, okay.
Perfectly serious. Okay. I like that though. I like it's kind of like exclusive though. So you guys are comedy for it, and then you come onto my podcast and it's like, ooh, like I remember like looking at every comedian's interview they've ever done online. And then once I found one of Bo Burnham being like super serious and kind of not nihilistic, but like definitely not idealistic. And I was like, oh, he's more than what I think he is. And so I think that's so exciting when people come on the podcast that are usually all comedy, and it's like, ooh, we get this like little corner that, you know, we haven't like seen in quite some time. So I think it's a little treat for people.
Yeah. So thanks for having us. Do you have like a
Thank
catch up
you.
to share? We know that you've been alone for 2 weeks. Is it?
Yeah. It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Oh,
I thought it was
okay.
going to be tough. It was tough for like the first couple days. I haven't watched TV in so long, which is crazy to say. I've just been like sewing a ton. I lugged my sewing machine all the way across the
Okay.
Yeah, I love it. It's super mindful. I literally, I mean, just like work and that, and learning French. I'm watching a bunch. I don't watch TV, but sometimes I'll watch Netflix movies in French without the subtitles and just try and figure out what's going on.
Big moves by Megan.
No, that's amazing. I mean, I was alone for the first 2 weeks of quarantine because I thought I had coronavirus.
I think we probably all have.
That's what I think, but
Right.
Jack keeps telling me that I didn't have it, and I'm like, you aren't me. How would you know if I had coronavirus?
Well,
Anyway.
we had the same sickness, and I don't think
I had all of the coronavirus symptoms. So riddle me that, Jack Dodge. So anyway, I took it upon myself. Also, no one wanted to see me for 2 weeks. So I just stayed in my apartment for 2 weeks, and it was traumatic. Like, oh my goodness. I was riddled with anxiety the whole time. So very impressive that you're like doing super well.
Congrats.
Something to think about.
Thank you so much. I will get my certificate after the recording. No, I think it's only 2 weeks. So I think since there was a deadline of it, it wasn't like, how long is this going to last? You know, how we all are. Like, how long is the world going to last like this? But I'm only here in this place for 2 weeks. So I'm like, if I'm having a bad time, then just I'll go to sleep and it'll be one day closer to not being here. But it's been fine.
Well,
Yeah. Okay. That's good. That's how I also look at it. Like at like 8 p.m. sometimes I'm like, all right, let's pop a melatonin. Day's over.
Yeah.
No point in being awake anymore. But every time I think about going back to Australia, I just know that, okay, so when you get to Australia, police pick you up from the airport and they take you immediately to a hotel and they put you in a hotel room and they have guards outside the door. So you are not allowed to leave for 2 weeks. Like in hotels, you can't even crack a window open. Yeah. So, and I'm like, well, even if I want to go visit, then I don't want to be alone like that for 2 weeks because I did that already and it was trash. So,
So you're stuck here.
Maybe I'll get a sewing kit and learn some French.
That's the survival guide.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or maybe like knowing that it's only 2 weeks instead of before when I was like, what if I'm here alone for a year? You know, maybe that's the difference.
Yeah.
The difference of it all.
Yeah. Well, do it, Amy.
What?
Go live your truth.
What? You want me out of here?
No, I think you would enjoy being out of here. I would enjoy being out of here. So
Yeah, it's honestly really bad.
yeah. Okay, well, let's take a moment to pause and let's thank you to our sponsors. I could not say that properly. That was crazy.
Thank you so much, Purple, for sponsoring this episode of the podcast. You know, Jack, you can throw some bedding on any old thing and call it a mattress.
So true.
And pillow. But what sets Purple apart is the unique Purple grid that really just like adapts to your body and your sleep style. And yeah, need I say more?
The mattress has over 1,800 open air channels, like you can see with Amy, that are designed to neutralize body heat, so you never get too hot, never get too cold, and they have a cooling effect that other mattresses just can't replicate. Don't even try other mattresses.
Don't even try. So I've been playing with this Purple grid for a little while now. If you're listening on podcast, they sent me like this cute little Purple grid, and it's so easily adaptable. Like it shows that on places like your back, it provides the support, but then it does have a little give when like on your hips or your shoulders, which is perfect. And they've also introduced pillows to provide neck and head comfort as well. So Purple's got it all.
And you're always on the cold side of the pillow. And what's better than that?
Nothing. Literally nothing.
You can try every Purple product risk-free with free shipping and returns.
Wow.
What's better than that? And Purple has financing available as low as 0% APR for qualified customers. So experience the Purple grid and you'll sleep like never before. Mwah. Go to purple.com/dating10 and use promo code dating10. For a limited time, you'll get 10% off any order of over $200 or more. That's purple.com/dating10, promo code dating10 for 10% off any order of $200 or more. Terms apply.
Thanks, Purple. We're also sponsored by DIPSEA, which has been a fan favorite amongst...
And they're kind of connected if you think about it.
Oh, that's so connected. You're so right. So DIPSEA, we take care of our mental health. We take care of our physical health, but you definitely also need to be taking care of your sexual health, especially now. I feel like it's easy to kind of forget about that, but they all really work together to make you a healthy being.
Yeah, and we want to make sure you take care of your whole self. DIPSEA is an audio app full of short, sexy stories and guided sessions that are designed to turn you on and help you get in touch with yourself.
The stories are relatable and immersive and also very inclusive, so you'll find whatever you're looking for. And I think that it's a really cool service because it guides you through it, but you still like can use your imagination. So... which you can't do usually if you're,
watching something.
Streaming. Yeah.
I think this is a great product. And so do you guys. You guys actually have commented loving DIPSEA. I've used it. And without getting too in depth, it was a good time.
Please don't. Okay.
Also, DIPSEA uploads new content every week, so there's always more to explore. There's stories about a spontaneous hookup with a stranger, getting closer with your favorite sexy yoga instructor, anything you can think about. So, listeners of our show, because we love you so much, and so does DIPSEA, DIPSEA is offering a 30-day free trial when you go to dipseastories.com/straight. That's a 30-day free trial when you go to DIPSEA, that's DIPSEA, stories.com/straight. dipseastories.com/straight.
There's no reason not to try it. It's free, baby. Thanks, DIPSEA. Okay, so Megan, we know that you're in Vermont and you didn't bring your camera. Are you gonna keep making videos? What's your plan with videos?
Well, I want to try. I'm like, what can I say? I'm like going mentally through my NDA. I'm going on a job for 6 months, so I'm not going to be shooting any videos when I'm on the road. So I've stockpiled everything in quarantine. So I've really not relaxed yet.
My God.
It's been
what? You've
journey.
made 6 months of videos?
Yes, babe. I have.
Wow.
That's iconic.
And I do home videos. So I've like every video is me redoing an entire room. So like, not only is my mind tired, my hands are tired. I'm achy.
How many rooms do you have in your house?
I just keep doing the same ones.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really impressive.
Thanks.
I cannot imagine.
Yeah.
Are you still enjoying YouTube? Because I feel like I would hate it after that.
That's what's so difficult, because I love doing home stuff, but I don't love the setting up the camera and, you know, like figuring out all the stuff. But I just like want to do the thing, and you can't have a camera crew right now. I also love filming alone. So it's just like, that's the other side of the coin of like the give and the take. So I'm having a good time making stuff, but the actual filming of it, it takes me out of the mindfulness of actually doing the renovation. So you gotta have it.
Wow. And you post like every week?
Every other week.
Okay. That's still so many damn videos. I'm like still trying to process this I haven't posted a video in like 2 months. So I'm like, cannot imagine making 12 videos all at once.
Oh my God, that sounds like dessert. Like, not posting in 2 months sounds like a vacation that oh my God, I'm saving up for.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. It's pretty sweet. I don't know. I just got to a place where I was like, I would rather wait until I'm like gagging to post again, because there have been so many moments in my life that I can think back on being like, I was obsessed with making videos. It was so much fun. And especially in quarantine, because I usually do like post with friends, or like Jack films a lot of my videos as well. Like, it's just so, I'm just not the YouTuber to, you know, sit in front of my camera and make a video kind of like that. So it just didn't fit my style. So I'm taking time off.
I love that. Love that for you.
Yeah. But Jack just started posting again.
Yay!
Oh my God, you're too excited. Well, I have been posting videos that are like very much what I'm feeling now. Like, I don't know. I've made a lot of videos in my lifetime, and what I've decided is like, I'm 23 now, which is not that old, but I'm like, you know, it's time to start figuring out who I really am. And it's hard to do that when you're posting a video every week that is not finding that. It's not like I'm not growing as a person through my videos. So I'm trying to mostly just make space for myself to grow, talk about like my fears and the future, and I don't know, just my ethics and things like that. And it's been really nice. Like, I feel like I know myself better. So
I wish I was there when I was 23. I feel like I didn't have any of those thoughts until I was maybe 27. Like,
my head is empty.
I still feel like my head is empty.
Okay, so we know that you mentioned earlier that you haven't dated really in 4 years because you are dating
it sounds
to marry.
Crazy when you say it like that. Yeah.
Okay,
No.
Those were your words.
You're right. You're right. I should stop saying that. I have dated, but I just haven't like locked it down. I feel like I'm always in my past relationship when I'm in my current one. Does that make sense? Like, I'm in a relationship.
Please elaborate.
I guess I'm like casually dating someone, and unless I'm super engulfed in that relationship, then I'm thinking about a past relationship of being like, oh, I could have, I don't know, done a better job at X, Y, and Z, or comparing the bad parts or the good parts, like the things that I'm not proud to say that I do, which is probably why I'm not in a relationship, because that doesn't do anyone any favors. You know, it's not good for me. It's not good for the person that's trying to date me. It has nothing to do with the person that I broke up with. So, like, why am I doing it? You know?
They're haunting you. We just did an episode about haunting and ghosts
stories,
and I think we're getting into there again, but in a different way.
Oh my God.
I think that it's fair enough for you to be like, oh well, I preferred like this over, I don't know, like I prefer like this quality. You're just like taking everything that you've been through and just deciding like what pieces you want to keep. I think that's fine.
It's important to analyze everything about you and your past.
But instead of like taking little bits and pieces of what we did like in our old relationships and Frankenbiting them together into this ideal person, I feel like what's more productive is to go like, here are the sticky points. Here's what I won't accept anymore. Here's what won't work for me. Here's what I can improve on. And then it's weird because they say like, don't fixate on the bad stuff. But in a relationship and like after relationship, I feel like think of the good parts. Yes, hold them close to your heart, but then really, truly kind of like investigate the bad parts so that you can get to the other side of that and then learn how to address it in the future relationships. You know?
Yeah, for sure. That makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, I feel like instead of like when you're dating someone, comparing them to the past person, it's more important to compare like the experience of dating, not the actual people. And like, is the experience of dating this person as, fulfilling? Am I fulfilled? And, but not actually being like, I didn't like that this person, drinks milk. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying right now.
What? I don't know what you're saying either.
I lost it, you guys. I'm overheating. The lights in my room right now are hot and I'm sweating.
It's very hot over here too. No, but I know what you're saying though. I think that like on the tip of taking the experience as a whole instead of different qualities, you could be like, that person taught me that I could think in a way that I never thought before, or that person showed me how deeply I could love. Like I feel like taking the experiences is better than taking the fact that they don't drink milk.
Yeah, see, that was the same thing. It's just, I was dumbing it down, making it more digestible.
So it kind of sounds to me like you might be kind of like a heartbreaker. Am I wrong? Because I feel like how are you going on just a few dates with these men? Are you ghosting? Are you being like, hey, I'm actually not really interested? Like what's that experience like?
I feel like I'm currently not intentionally ghosting someone right now, but this was a quarantine date. Yeah, I went on a first date, quarantine date, and I don't date often. So like I met someone on a dating app and we were talking. I was like, oh, he's funny. Great. And then I think I work so much to where I think I need someone that's also hyperactive. Otherwise, I would get really bored. And I fear that if this goes any longer than one date that we had, that I'll be instantly bored. And so I don't know if that's a heartbreaker status, but I definitely need to cut it off.
That's so heartbreaker status. So you would just like, is he just texting you to hang out again? Does he, and you're just too busy to reply? Is that what's happening?
I mean, well, we tried to do a FaceTime date and my internet is so janky here that it barely worked. We both had like a drink. He had a White Claw that I'd brought over, and then I got some rosé from a bodega here. I'm in Vermont, from a country store. And then we had the intention of being on FaceTime and then drinking our drinks respectively. And maybe like 3 minutes into the FaceTime, first of all, we had nothing to talk about. And then my internet was going out. So then I was just like, I didn't even drink the rest of my drink. I was like, this isn't even worth it. So I just like poured it out. Literally pour one out for the ones we've lost. Like,
yeah,
that was it. And so I guess today I'm too busy to reply, but I guess tomorrow I'll have to face my fears.
Oh my God. Just be Wait, so this is happening today?
Yeah, wow. It's like, this is current news.
These are current events from Vermont.
Yeah. So you just had nothing to talk about and you were like, oh, my internet. It's like you do that thing where you pretend like you're freezing. It's like, gotta go.
That's hilarious. Yeah, luckily the internet was kind of anti-wingmanning me. Well, I guess wingmanning my actual desires, which was to go to bed instead of be on that FaceTime. So Yeah, I don't know. I think I need to be highly stimulated mentally in order to be there with someone. And I just wasn't.
Got it.
Yeah.
So, like, over the past 4 years, do you meet most of the people that you date, like, via, like, social media or from dating apps? Or how do you go about that?
I think mainly it's mutual friends. Like, in the comedy circuit, there's always just, like, guys around. And I need to make it sound like, hey, there's a man, like, I'm going to go for him. But there's always, like, available kind of like nerdy, awkward guys, and that's like my thing. And so
me too. Oh my god.
Oh my god, we have the same type. They're the best. Oh,
they're the best. I'm serious.
I don't know why I like it, but I like
it. Dude, like if they can spit out a fact of history or something nerdy, I'm like, oh, awesome.
It's awesome. Yeah, I mean, it is truly the goal. The issue that I'm running into lately is that they're all taken, which seems to also be my type. And so I just have to like instantly mute because I'm not going to do any of that. It's awful. Mm-hmm. The good ones.
No, Jack,
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Have you dated YouTubers? Because I was looking on your channel and I was trying to figure out if you had or if it was like kind of clickbait around. But have you?
I date YouTuber, no, but like YouTube adjacent. Like I've dated dancers that were big on YouTube. I've dated comedians or hosts that had a YouTube channel, but like straight up like storytime YouTuber, no.
Mm-hmm. And what is that like dating someone who's also in the same field that you're in?
I don't know. I think about that all the time. Like if that's something that I want or if that's something that I don't want anymore. Because I think I would want someone that knows about the world and kind of the industry and my job and the cadence of what we do, but not someone that maybe does the exact same thing because I don't know. That's such an interesting question because I did really like collaborating with the people that had a presence online. But at the same time, like when you're in this world, it's really easy to just think of this world and almost put YouTube before living. I remember when I used to vlog often, I would think of what the video would be versus what I wanted to do. And I would think like, oh, this would be better for the video because it makes life look better. Or like this, I would have more fun if I did this. The video would be more fun to watch. But some of the days when you don't want to do that, then it's like, oh, you're forcing yourself and you have like this internal battle. So in saying that, I think that if someone did exactly what I did, I think it would just be too much of the same thing without a break. Mm-hmm. It's like being with someone every like second of the day and then being at the dinner table being like, how was your day? And they're like,
yeah,
you were there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, Jack is very against dating anyone who works from home, which honestly, like, you make sense to me.
No, that's not what I'm not saying that. I'm saying
what?
I'm saying one person can work from home, but not both people can work from home, I think, because even if one works from home, if they have like an office, that's fine. But like being around each other 24/7, like takes away the times. It makes the time you have less special when you are with them. Like, like you don't get your, dinners that are nice to be around each other because you've already had lunch and breakfast and snacks together. So, I just think, I don't know, spending some time apart through working and then reconvening is very healthy.
Yeah. Also, like, how did you navigate? I mean, like, because there's the breakup, and I almost said inevitable breakup, but that's just my pessimism, and I think that nothing lasts forever anyway. So, like how? Because then the comments that you get, like, how did you navigate that? Like, did you have to make a video being like, we broke up, or some sort of Twitter notes app moment? Like, what was that like?
What, if I see a Twitter screenshot or a notes app screenshot on Twitter, I'm reading that no matter what it is.
Yeah.
It feels so intimate. Oh, yeah. I love it. But no, I've never made like a "we broke up" all lowercase letters in the title video. I've never done it.
Yeah, but then, like, how? Because the people get so invested in your relationship. Like, how do you address that?
I honestly don't think I even did. The one time that I had a very public relationship, everybody was in my mentions for so long, being like, "We deserve to know because you've let us in," and I was like,
"Terrible."
Yeah, I did let you in, but like, deserve? Like, I'm grieving right now. Like, if you guys are hurting, imagine me. Like, this was my life. And so we didn't say anything actually online ever. And then it finally fizzled out. He got a new relationship. And any of my, like, after relationships, it was just like a point that we wouldn't put it online because of that. And I remember dating one other person that was on YouTube, and that was his sticking point. He was like, I want to be able to post whatever I want, whenever I want of us. I want to be able to show people our love. I want to be able to share this. And I was like, nah, can't do it, which is probably me being like, oh, I'm not over this last relationship. And I was just like, I think I've never been fully ready for another relationship until now. Which is crazy because I've been like casually dating, and in between that, it's like, oh, you casually dating, speaking about myself, is not giving myself enough time to do the inner work and the self-work to make it me good enough for me for the next thing. You know, I've got to like figure out, I've got to like check this part off the list. I've got to defeat this Bowser of me before I can be the princess of the next level. LOL, Nintendo.
Okay, Mario. Who's going to be your Mario?
No, I need a Luigi. We both need a Luigi.
Oh, yeah. He's hotter, honestly.
He's tall and skinny and probably nerdy.
I don't know anything about video games, so.
You did say also that on your podcast, I think, or no, after your podcast, you had spoken about how like you never bring anyone home to mama and papa. And I don't know, you obviously, I think, clearly value like what your parents think. So can you tell us about like bringing people home to your parents and what that's like? Because I've never done it.
Oh, well, I don't know. I feel like once you bring someone home, that's like, we did it. You know, like for some reason, I feel like that is the seal the deal. Like that's equivalent to an engagement ring for me personally. Oh and God. I know that's not the same for everyone else. But like, it's so serious. Also because I live in LA and my parents live in Florida, it would be a whole thing in order to get someone over there. Yeah.
Sure.
And I don't know, it just feels like if I don't feel within my bones that this could be everything, then it's like, oh, save our money. You know, like this is going to be a $500 round trip plus like whatever familial drama is going to be happening at the time. Like, you don't need to know all my life unless you're going to sign up for all of my life.
Have you ever lived with a partner before?
Have you?
I have. But it was like more so out of necessity than like if either of us were ready for it necessarily.
Me too. I mean? Yeah, I was 18, that's not the way to do it. So it was like, no.
Oh, wow. Yeah. And how long were you with that person for?
I think I was with him for maybe a year and a half. I definitely thought I loved him. He's the first person that I've ever slept with. So I was like, you're the one. And then turns out he was not the one. But it was out of necessity. My parents had moved and they're like, if you want to stay in Florida and do this whole dance thing, before I did YouTube and DIY stuff, I was a dancer. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to stay here. And the only way that I can do that is to move in with my boyfriend. And it was awful. I mean, I ended up being like his caretaker and mother and assistant. And it was like, it was not good.
Wow. And 18 is also so young to be living with a significant other.
It's so young to do anything, honestly.
I know, I wasn't a human when I was 18. Like, nowhere near that. So you like even lived with someone and they didn't meet your parents? Weren't your parents like, hey, I want to meet this person that you're living with?
They met him. But anybody after that, I don't think they met. I remember dating one guy, the one of the YouTube guys, and I think it was like maybe like 1 or 2 months into dating, he was like, I want to meet your dad. And I was like, LOL, that's not going to happen unless we're dating for like 2 more years.
Wow. So
That's
you have
crazy.
like walls. What it totally sounds like to me. And that's coming from someone with walls. So
That's my Destiny's Child first single. It's not Bills, Bills, Bills. It's walls, walls, walls.
That's really good. Like, I don't know. I don't have a follow-up. I don't have a question for that. That was just I guess.
I actually do have a follow-up question.
Yeah.
Jack.
Well, so I don't mean this in a mean way at all. I'm sure you won't take it that way, but I want to preface this.
Give it to
some
me.
people might get offended by it. But you are almost 30, and I feel like there's a lot of societal pressure, and a lot of people I know, like, you know, I have a lot of friends who are 30, and they're starting to like worry about never finding the one because you expect, you know, in your 30s to finally have that person. Do you feel that way, or are you pretty confident going into your 30s as a, you know, single and independent woman?
I think I don't care yet. Like, I feel like I'll maybe start caring maybe when I'm like 32. But the thing is, I don't know. It's so different also moving from a small town. Where are you guys from?
San Diego.
I'm from Sydney.
No small towns here.
No small towns. So
Oh, yeah, not a small town.
like back in a small town, everyone gets married when they're 22, have kids by 25, and it's usually like their high school sweetheart from my small town. And so I always thought that was the timeline. And I think the reason why I don't care is because I've not given myself a timeline anymore. Because in this industry, like in entertainment, there kind of is no timeline. And I feel like that's bled into my dating life. Also, the fact that I'm really discovering all of this stuff about myself that I never was able to before when I was in and out of other relationships, casual, serious, or otherwise. It was like, I wasn't getting to do the self-work that being truly, truly single now has allowed me. And I also don't think I would have gotten to this point had I not been 29. So it's like a cocktail of all of these elements that have made me be in this position to where I'm like, no, I don't really care. The only thing that's gonna, you know, really scientifically be an issue is the fertility. So, you know, but we'll start worrying about
ways
that
around
later.
that anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got like blind faith, I think, that I'll find someone.
Honestly, yeah, manifest that. But also, I think that LA is such a different timeline because also everyone in Sydney, like all my friends are married or pregnant, and I'm like over here absolutely very, very far away from any of that. And I just think it's just like a completely different life path that we have chosen to take, and which is like equally as valid.
Totally.
Or whatever. Yeah.
Megan, I also wanted to ask you, so you mentioned you're a dancer, and I wanted to know about like there's got to be so much love drama in the dance community, because when you pick a dance partner, like that must be like asking them out, or like do you fall for each other accidentally when you're like in their arms and they're dipping you backwards, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, sometimes that happens. Like, yeah, it's scary because dance is so sexual in general, because you're speaking with your body. If you have a dance partner, you're like trusting them. I think the most intimate that you can be is not just like with movement, but it's with your ideas. Because when you trust someone enough to be like, do you like this? And then like like doing the weirdest thing with your body is such a vulnerable state. And so anytime I collaborate with someone, it's really like we're going to go down a little journey together. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely shifty when either someone has another partner, like a life partner, not just a dance partner. And you're like, ooh, like you're cute and you can lift me and like, oh, spin me and make me dizzy. It's like, yeah, that's all fine and well.
Oh my God.
It's fine and well until after rehearsal, and it's like, oh, that was just make believe. You're like, oh, cool.
Yeah. Is it like so hot? Like like having a crush. Have you ever had a crush on a dance partner and it's just like the best thing in the whole world?
Oh my God. I've only had a crush on one dance partner and we ended up dating. And it was the best thing in the whole world. But that's, I think, another problem is like, I used to date people that I was fans of before I met. And I don't think that's healthy because you have preconceived notions of what you think they are. And everyone is a little bit different than they are online. They just are. It is. Like, no matter who you are, when a camera's put on you, something in your body just changes a little bit. And we also choose what to put online. You know what I mean? Like, podcasts are a little bit more free-flowing because you can't really fully edit everything out. So you're getting more of a glimpse of the real person. But I feel like YouTube videos, especially dance videos, like highly produced. And so I was making up a bunch of stuff about anyone that I was a fan of before. And sometimes I was delightfully surprised. And sometimes I was like, you are also human, which was nice.
Yeah. I know that Amy and I have talked about this before, sort of along the same lines of like, would you ever date a fan? But I think, like you pointed out, sort of a better question to a fan would be like, why would you ever want to date someone that you're a fan of? Because they are not going to be the same person that you think they are.
Yeah, that's
Isn't there
true.
a saying that says like, don't meet your idols.
Mm-hmm.
So
I don't know, but sounds like it is. There is a thing.
Should we get into some advice?
Sure.
We're gonna answer your advice questions now. I'm going to read the first one because it's short and I love that. All right. Hey guys, how do I casually date? Oh my God, this is perfect for you. Everyone I meet on Tinder, I end up being just friends with. I'm super friendly and give a friend vibe. I need to learn how to flirt. How do I become more flirtatious coming from someone who isn't super comfortable with their appearance right now? Thank you so much.
Oh my God, who's the best flirt here?
Amy, 1000%.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
No.
What are your tips?
I don't have flirting tips. I don't talk to people. I don't know what Jack's the one who goes on 3 dates a week usually. So, and you're also the one who just said that like you still got it. So give us some of that advice.
You did say
Personally,
that.
I would like to defend myself. 3 dates a week is definitely an exaggeration.
You sometimes go on 2 dates a day, so that can't be that much.
No, that is not true. I'm tired of setting this record straight. It's not sometimes. True. It was one time.
No, Jack.
One time.
I swear it was at least 2. At least all 3, baby.
No. Well, if I recall, a thing that you just said to me earlier is, you ain't me. So I am me. So I know.
Wow, you're right. I ain't you. Damn.
Anyway, back to the matter at hand.
Yeah, flirting tips. I think
Flirting.
Be yourself.
We've said this a number of times. Yes, be yourself. That's a great start.
But did you say be yourself? No.
Did I say no? Did you say no?
I don't know.
You said no.
I said no. I didn't mean no. I mean because yes, be yourself. But they're saying that they're super friendly and they give a friend vibe, so they are being themselves. So we need to try something different.
Okay, I have the one. I know it.
That's why I remember.
We've said this before, and it's straight from Shan Booty. But the eye up and down thing. It's where you look at their eye
triangle.
Then you look down at their body. Then you look up, and then you look away. And it's the perfect thing, and you must try it, and you will get. You just did it, and you gasped.
I feel sexy doing it. I was like, I'm flirting with myself. Oh.
But I think that they're meeting people on Tinder. How are you going to do that on Tinder?
Send them pictures.
Send a video.
Watch the camera.
Figure one,
really
figure
funny.
2, figure 3.
Yeah.
I think
so
that
funny.
also a good like lesbian flirting tip. Don't know if you're a lesbian, but if you are, a good lesbian flirting tip is to be like, what's your co-star? And then be like, are we compatible? And then play the little like, are we compatible game? Because then it's clear that you're interested in them, not just a friend vibe, in my opinion.
Ooh, a friend of mine said to compliment something small that you normally wouldn't notice. Is that something?
Yeah. That sounds spicy.
Like a little hair clip or like a tiny little like nails or something. I think if you can be in person, a laugh and a touch on the knee is king.
Yes.
That's everything.
Yes. So true.
Everything.
That is what I would do for a laugh and a touch on the knee right now. It's too much. But
oh my God.
But I also think, going back to your compliment thing, I know it's much easier to compliment someone like what they're wearing, but I think complimenting someone like, oh, I love your hair or your smile or any body part
you're
on
so
them.
pretty.
Yeah, like that goes way further than like, I love your outfit, like, to me.
Right.
Yes, that's a friend vibe.
Totally.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if you're like, you're so pretty, then that's not a friend vibe.
No.
So we gave some great tips just there. Just a tip.
Just a tip.
Who wants to go next?
I will go next. Okay. Hey, girlies. I've never been interested in dating. And well, being a listener of your podcast since it started, it definitely changed my perspective on it for a minute. I thought I wanted to give it a try because I saw how it could add something positive or even just a little flavor to my life. My life was dry and I needed a little flavor. Oh, I messed that up. But, you know. Then I realized I didn't want to involve anyone like that in my life. I kept ghosting every girl that was willing to go out with me. I'm happily a virgin emotionally. The issue is I'm in my early 20s. I feel the pressure now because dating seems like it's a big part of everyone's lives. I don't like how weird it is to others that I've never given it a chance. I guess I'm not that unique. It's just that I've never met someone like me. I genuinely believe people dated only because they were bored, and I couldn't see the point in it when I was younger. I used to not care, but now it makes me seem like there's something seriously, or I feel like it makes me seem like there's something seriously wrong with me, and I hate that it does so much. It's getting hard to navigate life like that. Hey.
There is nothing wrong with not dating. Yes, queen. I also don't really go on a bunch of dates. So, I mean, if you're weird, I'm weird. If you're a bird, I'm a bird. How about that?
Yeah, I don't think it's weird, especially in your young 20s. I mean, I guess, in my young 20s, and I've never had a boyfriend, as we famously know. So, I mean, I definitely date, but like, I don't know. Clearly, you and I probably have the same amount of experience with actual relationships. So don't be too hard on yourself, because one day, if you decide you do want to be in a relationship, there's like no behind or ahead. Like, everyone's at their own pace. So just like, whatever.
Yeah.
I truly feel like being 20, especially, and not having the distraction of dating, because in your early 20s, I feel like dating is a distraction unless you're learning something about yourself. Here's the real kicker, is that you don't have to be in a romantic relationship with somebody else to work on your relationship with yourself. So like, that's always available and not boring. So like, if you don't want to date other people, cool. There's nothing wrong with that. If people make you feel bad about that, then like, they get them out of your life. You don't need that energy. But like,
they don't get you.
They don't get you. But you know who does get you? You. And you have to get yourself. You're stuck with yourself, and you get yourself at the same time. So you're good.
Cool.
Wow, Megan.
Yeah.
Okay, I liked that answer.
Do you want to read the sad one?
Okay. First of all, I want to say that I love your show. It is hilarious and extremely informative. Also, being to watch a dating advice show that I can actually relate to means so much, especially as a young queer girl. Thank you for all you do. My question is, I'm turning 18 soon, and I'll be joining the various dating apps because other ways of meeting people aren't really available right now. Any advice? The do's and don'ts of dating apps. Thank you. Ooh.
Well, I am on a lot of... I've done my fair share. I've done my time with dating apps. And
the tour dating apps.
For real. I think the best thing you can do is put photos of yourself that you are having the most fun and like most genuinely you. I used to be very like serious in how I presented myself, and it attracted serious people who I was not interested in, and like fuck boys, frankly. But like then I switched all my pictures to be, you know, just photos of like me having a good time with my friends, or not necessarily the ones where I'm the cutest, but you know, like a moment that I really cherish. And immediately, pretty much, I found people who were much more like-minded and interested in getting to know me. So that's my advice.
That's good. You nailed that.
Yeah. Great
Yeah.
advice.
I don't have any advice. I was going to say swipe right when you like someone and swipe left when you don't.
Just the rules?
Yeah.
Just a quick recap?
I mean, maybe they don't know. Okay.
That's very true.
This next one is definitely a Jack to read.
Okay.
Afternoon, J and A. I am a 27-year-old woman, and I've been dating my live-in boyfriend for 3 years, and we've just had a very productive, I think you, me, are gay conversation. A little backstory. I've always considered myself to be bisexual. I've always been attracted to women, but really scared of anything happening. I've only kissed a handful of girls, but when they want to make anything official, I physically and emotionally run away from them. I don't have any female friends, and I have a deep fear of girls. I've been a serial dater with men since I was 17, and during that time, I've been aggressively jealous of all women in my partner's lives. Only recently have I realized I may be jealous because I was projecting my own attraction and desire onto these women, onto my partner. Wow, really wild stuff to realize, especially while living with and continuing to date my current partner. During a recent conversation regarding my past abusive exes, my boyfriend said, "Why'd you date those assholes?" And I said, "I don't know, maybe because I'm actually a lesbian." And he said, "Yeah, I've thought about that for a while now." Mic drop. I never asked why he brought it up, and he was just like, and he said, or I asked why he never brought it up, and he said, like, when? During dinner? The thing about my boyfriend is that he's also 27, and it's our first relationship, and I'm his first sexual partner. We've also been through some serious shit together. Although we don't always get along and we fight regularly, we love each other like family, and he's really, really wonderful. Which brings up a lot of guilt, like, why can't I just be happy with this man? I literally have everything I want, yet I can't seem to be happy. I think it's because there's a deeper root of my unhappiness, other than he just leaves his shoes out all the time. So my question is for you. How do I know for sure that I'm a lesbian? Sounds weird, like an insane question, but hopefully you understand. 2, how do I leave this relationship while still maintaining a friendship? And most importantly, 3, how the hell do I navigate moving away from over 10 years of serially dating men to embrace my true self and move forward embracing women? Wow.
I love this question.
Lots to consider.
Yeah, a lot. I feel like 3 kind of answers 1, right?
Yeah, because you want to move forward embracing women, so you know you're a lesbian.
Yeah, that's kind of what it sounds like to me.
Yeah. I also think I have had a lot of friends who are lesbians, as we know, but I also have lesbians who you don't know on the internet. And most everyone was actually serially dating men before they came out as lesbian, which I think is interesting. So I'm not saying that that's, necessarily means anything, but it could be just a sign that maybe you will find other lesbians have had a tough situation or similar situations with.
I think also the only person who can answer question 1 is you, not us. And question 2, I mean, I feel like Megan, you might know more about this than I do.
Sometimes I feel like when people want a friendship coming out of a relationship, then it's why? I think asking yourself why is that the answer, or why is that the desire? Because if you want someone because you guys get along really well, cool, you can maybe be friends down the line. But I think that right after a relationship, something that's 3 years? Yeah, you've lived together, you've been together for 3 years, you know essentially everything about each other. Yeah, you have like this unshakable bond, but I feel like it's unshakable, but it's not unbreakable. Like you need to break it off right away. And then however long down the line, once you've worked on yourself and can come back together platonically, hopefully in that time, both of you can explore a little bit more about yourself. And if you are interested in only dating women or not being afraid of women anymore, then really like confronting yourself about that. And then when you come back together, then you'll know more about yourself and you'll be more confident in your skin to where you can meet each other on a level that you have right now. Does that make sense? Like you're on like the top of the world of connection. You got to break it down, rebuild. And then once you guys are both two towers, then you can kind of like wave at each other in the sky. I don't know why I speak in metaphors all the time. Like I could just speak English.
No, that makes sense. That makes sense. You can also go to like uncoupling therapy. I think there's a book called like Consciously Uncoupling. So I'm sure that would be helpful as well.
Mm-hmm. That sounds awesome.
If you have like this familial bond that you're interested in keeping.
Yeah. I think that's awesome. And I also think you can, another point, how do you know for sure you're a lesbian? You don't have to know. You can still be bisexual and date whoever you want, obviously. And then like, you know, maybe one day when you're like 80, you'll be like, actually, I am a lesbian. And that's fine. Or maybe you won't. Who cares? It doesn't matter the label. Totally. It's about like who you meet and who you like. So just vibe out.
Yeah, vibe out.
Just
Megan,
vibe out.
Thank you so much for coming and vibing out with us today. It's been a gift to have you here.
Thank you for making it easy to vibe out. This was so fun.
Where can the people find you?
I'm on the internet everywhere. Megan Batoon, everywhere. That's literally it. And then my podcast, which I had Jack and Amy on, Just a Tip, will be out also. So hear them be serious.
Awesome. Uh-oh. Thanks for listening. I'm Amy Oddman.
I'm Jack Dodge, and this is Dating Straight.
See you next Tuesday.
Broken-hearted lovers. You can